Chris the Nightmare Real, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I just want to cover a few things that have taken place in the last few days as pertains to heavyweight boxing. The first thing I want to talk about is Chisora versus Whyte. The press conference, the build up to this fight is going to be pretty entertaining. And it kind of already has. Some months ago, I know they got into it in the lobby area of a hotel where they had to be separated. I believe that was the day Whyte signed with Hearn. But after the press conference, they did the gloves are off for Sky Sports. It kind of rivals the Face Off the HBO does. But it doesn't surprise me at all. A lot of people are saying, oh, they're just doing this because it's to spice up the pay-per-view because nobody wants to watch Joshua Molina. I've actually heard fans say that. And before I get to Whyte and Chisora and everything about them, now I understand why the UK fans, because I was wondering, why are all these UK fans so pissed off? Because I remember conversing with fans, and when the Martin fight came about and the Brazil fight came about, I'm not saying all, but a lot of the fans that came to my page, they were okay with the fight. And then with this fight, just a lot of fans are pissed off, but I get it because it's pay-per-view over there in the UK. For us, it's free over here. You know what I mean? Over here in the States, it's free. So that's why, and some of you may say, no, I'm from the UK and I'm upset for another reason. Okay, cool. But majority of the things that I'm seeing on my page, at least in the comments section, is people are getting pissed off that they don't want to pay for this fight. Do I believe this fight is pay-per-view worthy over here in the States for us? As much as I like Eric Molina, no, I don't think this is a pay-per-view fight. And Joshua too, I like both of the guys, man, as fighters, and I don't believe it's a pay-per-view fight. So I understand UK fans being upset that they have to pay for this. So now I get it. But there's also some fans that just think Molina shouldn't be in this position. You look at the IBF rankings, a lot of guys were turning down the fights, and we can keep going back and forth. Some of you say, no, so-and-so didn't turn it down, then I have proof, and then I'll come out with we'll just be going back and forth. But the guy that answered the call that wanted the fight, his name is Eric Molina. I remember I seen Pulev, a guy who I would have loved to see fight Anthony Joshua. He was at a venue out in the UK. I forget which fight it was. It happened a few weeks ago. And it was funny because I think it was IFL TV doing an interview with Hearn. And in the venue, you can see literally Pulev is 3 feet away from Hearn. He was walking the exit out with some friends. And I think Hearn seen him and tried to stop him to talk about Joshua. Pulev speaks a different language, but you can tell once he heard Anthony Joshua, he kind of just looked and he just kept going. You know what I mean? So of course we want to see AJ in there with Wilder and Ortiz and Klitschko. Those are the fights we all want to see. Povetkin, we all want to see those fights. Pulev, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, to this Chisora and Whyte, man, doesn't surprise me at all, man. You have two very explosive personalities. I don't think they did this just to spice up the pay-per-view. I mean, these dudes literally just, they don't like each other. I mean, they've been going back and forth since Whyte didn't have amateur fights yet. He was coming fresh off kickboxing. They spar with each other. I've heard different stories, different accounts. I heard Whyte got the best of Chisora. Chisora says, nah, that didn't happen. So they really don't like each other. Chisora, man, I mean, this is the same dude that kissed the dude. What was that dude's name? Baker? Well, I forgot the guy's first name. The black dude with the braids that he kissed in the mouth, man, at the face off. Kissed the dude, that's I don't know, man. He spit and what was it? He spit water on one of the Klitschko's, smacked Vitaly in the face. Him and David Hay, for their weigh-in, had to be fucking separated with a cage fence. Hay punched him in the face with a glass bottle in his hand. I mean, this dude was always getting in this shit. So, I don't think this is somebody... I mean, this is somebody... I don't know, man. This somebody... Sometimes you look at his behavior, you think this motherfucker probably need meds or something, man. But I like Del Boy, though. I do. And then Whyte. This is somebody that's ready... this on edge. He's very aggressive, I mean, Just look at the Joshua face-off and the press conferences. Joshua, is a guy, whether you think he's being fake or not, when he's in public, though, he's calm, relaxed. He's not going to start shit. He's very confident. Some people may take it as him being cocky, but he's just very confident in himself. He's very PC. Now, maybe for Dillian Whyte, since he says he, quotes, knows the real AJ, maybe it just got under his skin that AJ was acting like this in public. But for us, the fans, at least for me over here in stateside, I was curious as to why Whyte was getting so pissed off at Josh. He wasn't even doing anything from a lot of those press conferences. And you could just tell it was getting under Whyte's skin, and Whyte was ready to fly off the handle against him when Joshua wasn't even, really starting anything. So this is somebody that's just on edge. Look at the way he was going back and forth with Tarver. Tarver, Tarver, the old man says, the young punk can't beat me, things like that. And what did Dillian Whyte do? Ready to start calling them crackheads, and he just flies off the handle, man. So when you got two different personalities like that, they should stay away from each other. Like, seriously, I think they may need to put the cage up for that weigh-in. I think they really need to stay away from each other. I don't think this is just strictly we're trying to sell a pay-per-view. Now, after the fights, usually when guys are at it with each other, usually after they get it all out their system and they fight and, just clear it all out, man, they usually become friends or just be cordial with each other afterwards. I'm not sure this one's going to be like that. It could be, though, because a fight sometimes can cure everything. You know what I mean? As far as having animosity towards a person. But, I don't know, man. I just think they really need to stay away from each other because I don't want this fight, for somebody to get punched in the face. I don't know, man. I don't want this to turn into like, Herbie Hyde. I don't know if some of you remember Herbie Hyde, but he was kind of crazy outside the ring, kind of unpredictable. He might get into a fight with a guy. I remember Bo punching Larry Donald in the face. I remember Morales and Barrera. I mean, Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. I just don't want nothing like that. I don't want nothing to cancel their undercard fights. I think it's a good fight. And for the UK fans, if they are going to order this, Chisora and Whyte, I think, makes that card a little bit better. If it's, if they have to buy a pay-per-view. But for me, it's going to be free over here, man. I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm not even sure that one of the networks over here picked it up. Is this going to be on Showtime? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I don't think no network has picked that fight up over here. I haven't been on the websites in a few days, man. So maybe there has been a Showtime picked it up, and I just don't. I haven't seen it yet. But either way, I wouldn't be paying for it. I would definitely watch this on YouTube. An hour or two after somebody uploads it. But yeah, man. Just my thoughts on Chisora versus Whyte. Oh yeah, let me also talk about Lawrence Okolie. Now I heard this on Hat Man Strikes Back. YouTube channel. Shouts out to Hatman. Been a fan of both of his channels when he had his other channel back in, was it like 2010, around that time. So he was talking about a rumor that was on social media of Lawrence Okolie, the heavyweight amateur, but heavyweight for amateurs is pretty much cruiserweight. He was in the Olympics. He got schooled by Irizlandi Savan. Savan's a bad motherfucker though, man. I picked him to win the gold medal. That's a bad dude. I thought he beat Joshua in the Olympics 2012, to be honest with you. But Savan is tough, man. But anyways, I'm hearing Okolie dropped Anthony Joshua heavily in sparring a few weeks ago or something like that, or last week. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I'm just talking about it because people have, have been asking me about it. What do I think about the rumor? Because it's funny because when I came out with the video that Joshua was getting the best of Klitschko, or no, I'm sorry, that I heard from Malik Scott that when Joshua and Klitschko sparred each other, Joshua did a lot more than just hold his own in that session. You know what I mean? But at least that's coming from a fighter on videotape from the fighter that was at that camp. He was at that training camp. I even posted the picture of him being at that training camp. So, that's just his account. But as far as this, though, as far as the source is just some anonymous person that says they're a part of the Great Britain amateur squad that said they seen it, but at least with Malik Scott, I know it was Malik Scott that said it, not somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. It was Malik Scott that said it, and he's on YouTube on Ellie Setback's channel talking about the sparring session. So with this one, I would like to know the source, and if it's out there, shit, man, just let it be known. You know, if it happened, it happened, man. You know, it's sparring, and a lot of people are bringing up examples. Oh, Mike Tyson got dropped in sparring. I mean, we can go all day with the who got dropped in sparring shit, man. I mean, that's just the history of boxing. That's just not a now thing or even when it happened to Mike Tyson thing. I remember hearing or reading in Joe Frazier's autobiography, he used to always say he used to whoop Ken Norton's ass in sparring all the time. He used to whoop his ass. That was according to Frazier. You know what I mean? So this isn't new. And if, you know, some people say, oh, but it goes to show that Joshua still needs fine tuning, because if he gets dropped by somebody that's inexperienced, so on and so forth, then that's cool. But you got to remember, though, Lawrence Okolie, he's not just some like 5'11", 188-pound cruiserweight. I mean, this kid's about 6'5", man, with long ass arms and decent power. You know what I mean? And he was, you know, he made it to the Olympics, man. I mean, this dude's Olympian. You know, it's not just some, and the kid's what, 23? So it's not like this some 17-year-old amateur wet behind the ears. You know, although the kid is still learning how to box, I get it. But let's not just make it sound like it was some puny dude that if he did get dropped, that happened to drop him, all right? Now, it is kind of like, it does make you scratch your head a little bit, because it's like, damn, you're here getting dropped by amateurs and you're about to fight. You know what I mean? So if it did happen, hey, man, it did happen. You know, now I'm hearing that he got hit and got buzzed with something, and he went down. It took him a while to recuperate, and he got up and called off the sparring session. You know, just like I heard that before the Charles Martin fight, he was beating the hell out of Otto Wallen. I heard that he stopped Wallen a few times in sparring where they had to jump in and like stop Wallen from getting completely stopped. Then you heard Price knocked out Joshua in sparring. You know, so I guess, man, you know, the thing is, show up on fight night. As long as you show up on fight night, if you get your ass kicked in sparring, yes, it is, you know, doesn't make you scratch your head. Shit, Ali used to get his ass kicked in sparring by Larry Holmes for the most part. You know what I mean? So, yes, sparring is sparring. You know, Greg Page dropped Tyson. Jeremy Williams had to tussle with Lennox Lewis in sparring. Go on and on, man, with these sparring situations. Also heard some with Riddick Bowe in sparring was horrible. You know what I mean? That's why Vander Holyfield said he thought that he would easily beat Riddick Bowe, because in sparring and in different camps, Bowe used to dog it, as he used to say. He used to quit, you know, not throw a lot of punches. So it is what it is, man. As long as, you know, if Joshua can, you know, fight the way he knows how to fight on fight night, that's the most important thing. My thing is fight night. You know what I mean? My thing is fight night, man. So if you show up on fight night, then let's get it done. And if Lawrence Okolie did drop him, then he needs to get out of the amateurs and start his pro career. You know what I mean? And he's wasting his time then. You know what I mean? But I don't think AJ's the perfect heavyweight. I think that when he throws his right hand, he can be countered over his left hand, I'm sorry. When he throws his jab, he can be countered over that jab so easy, man. Just when I watch him hit the mitts, even in the amateurs, when he was getting caught over that jab a lot. And Eric Molina has a hard right hand. So if he's late bringing that jab back, he could get caught, man. And even with his right hand, he sticks it out there a little bit too much. Even if you go watch him hit the pads and hit the mitts, Joshua, when he puts his body weight into the right hand like you're supposed to, he turns his hips, but he has this real funky way of bringing the right hand back. It's kind of like a weird motion that he does, man, but that's me breaking down his flaws, and I can do that with every fighter, all right? So for you AJ fans, it's not, oh, you're picking on AJ, you're talking, yeah, I can break down flaws of a lot of fighters, you know what I mean? But if you can't take advantage of their flaws on fight night, then their flaws are just going to be that, just flaws that you couldn't take advantage of. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of rambling right now, but that's just my opinion on a few stories that's been going around. People have been asking my opinion about it. Let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I'm out.